T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast. The podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Eric Fiskus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
We are here to entertain the masses.
And we are whole again.
Kneel before Zod. I don't know why that popped in my mind. Superman 2.
It's a great movie.
It was a great movie. Welcome to episode 95 of the Play It By Ear podcast. Todd is back with us.
I am. Good to be back.
Survived the illness of the century.
I did. I'm not sure.
Not the illness of the century. I guess that would have been COVID. But
yeah, well, I survived that too, but
right. As always, check in. We want to know who's in the room. Savannah, hello.
Hi, Savannah.
Savannah. She's not.
You saw Toto the other night.
I did see Toto. Very, very good band. I did not know there are two original Totoers. Totai. There are obviously Steve Luther, the guitar player, and then the singer, the main singer. They all sing, but the main singer is original as well.
The guy that always wore the Fu Manchu mustache.
He might have. He didn't have that this time, but I just looked up the names, and those were the two original, and then everyone else is new, but they sound fantastic. Awesome.
Better sit up straight and enunciate. The wife is in the room.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I refuse to do either.
Either, neither, neither.
Nor either.
Brady Liming also with us.
Hey.
Hey. All right. I want to remind you as we go into tonight's show, as we've been reminding you for a while now, episode 100, our live audience show at Sons of Toil Brewing on June 5th from 5 to 8 p.m. June 5th is a Sunday evening. Join us. We want to see all of our earbuds live and in person at Sons of Toil. And Brady, I think I asked you, could you make me a poster with the date on it and the time?
Yes, I need to do that. I'm sorry, that has slipped into my mind. I will do it when we sign off.
All right. Good for the visual.
Good for the visual.
All right. So yeah, join us. There's a invite on Facebook. If you follow our Facebook page, you can RSVP there. Please RSVP even if you're just interested at this point. You don't know what you're doing on June 5th, just so we can get a rough idea of who might be in the audience.
This is not like a wedding. If you don't RSVP, you can still come.
Yes, absolutely. And there'll be cake and confectionaries.
I was going to say, we have to know how much cake to buy.
So we could let them eat cake.
To eat cake, Marie Antoinette. All right, John, we'll hold you to that.
Hey, John?
Yes.
All right. So once again, episode 95 of the Play It By Ear podcast. If you've not been here before, we talk each
Buckle in.
topic that we bring to the table, 20-ish minutes, more on the ish than the 20. And these are previously unrehearsed discussions. And probably a lot of times they sound that way. So hopefully you enjoy it. We enjoy bringing it to you. We now have 10 people and 11 people in the room. So if you have not yet checked in, if you'd like to, please do. We will announce your presence. All right. We are in order on the screen as to how we will present our topics. Todd, since you were not with us last week, we'll let you go first.
All right. Gentlemen. Schmiddlemen. I have a bracket and some fast food restaurants are on this bracket. It's pretty sizable, so I'm just gonna get right into it here. So the idea is it is a bracket like we've done before, and we've discussed fast food. I know we discussed like hidden menus at fast food restaurants, favorite items I think at fast food restaurants. Anyway, I don't believe we've ever done a battle of fast food restaurants.
Can I get to say a word? A tournament?
A tournament, yes. First matchup.
So how many restaurants are in this tournament?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
It's like
10,
16.
11, 12.
No, 32. Sorry.
32.
I only counted one side. I forgot to do my math. And I did take the liberty. I took some of the ones that weren't as local out. There's a couple that aren't local but are famous enough to where, but a couple I hadn't really heard of, and I put in a couple local favorites in their place. So here we go. Okay. First matchup: McDonald's
Are these
versus
seated?
Burger King.
Are
They're
these
not
seated?
seated. They're not seated.
That's
McDonald's
a clash.
versus Burger King.
It's a clash of the titans right off the bat.
It is.
I am torn on this because
They
McDonald's
don't call it a tournament for nothing.
exactly because I'm tournament. There are some things that McDonald's cannot be challenged on, like sweet tea and cinnamon rolls, and they're consistent, and it's worth the trip. But if I'm eating food,
Food.
yes, if I'm eating the food,
What constitutes food?
non-snackage, things that
You're
will
talking
be on
like a burger and fries.
yeah, like or just the main thing. It's not the little side and sundry items.
Yes.
I enjoy
handleless
the-
items. You're talking about the handled items on the menu.
handled
Everything
items.
is a handled item.
That is true. That
Well, sweet
eliminates a
tea doesn't
lot.
have a handle.
Hey, at least I'm not eating the straw. But I do love a Burger King burger. That
Like a Whopper.
a Whopper, or my favorite, a bacon double cheeseburger plain. Which they messed up the other day. Don't get me started. But anyway, but yeah, I actually prefer the food of Burger King.
This comes down to a real simple question. Do you prefer charbroiled or non-charbroiled? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So
Eric,
if I could
what
get
say
the
you?
sundry items for McDonald's and get, the
I like-
bovine flesh on a bun from Burger King.
See, I'm going burgers and fries, McDonald's, but other things like chicken sandwiches, fist sandwiches, and other things, I'm going Burger King. Eric, what say you?
Burgers, Burger King. Fries, McDonald's. Sundry
What about
items.
milkshakes?
Milkshakes.
They both have good milkshakes.
They
to be
do.
honest with you.
This is a tough first round matchup.
McDonald's has the Blizzard.
No, they have the
McFlurry.
McFlurry. Yeah.
McFlurry, I had Dairy Queen in my mind.
It,
Yeah,
when
the
it's
McFlurry.
working, when the ice cream machine's working.
Well, there's that.
That new weather term that we learned about a couple weeks ago, I was thinking about this. McDonald's needs to use that and make a new slushie and call it the McGrowple. But anyway,
I would say overall, give me the King.
You're saying Burger King, so we got 2 Burger King and 1 McDonald's from me. Let's take it to the audience.
Yeah, take it.
Celia says McDonald's. McDonald's. That's not McDonald's.
2-2.
Josh, welcome. Josh Michael says Burger
Josh.
King.
The bovine
Yeah.
flesh monarch.
Josh says the Burger King chicken and fist.
I agree, Josh. Definitely.
Gary says McDonald's. Used to prefer flame broiled till it started tasting like that flavor was applied during processing.
Is it flame broiled or is it spray on flame?
No, it's back in the day when I worked there, it was flame broiled. I don't know what it is
Oh,
now.
I didn't know Eric had a personal.
Yeah.
This hits close to home to Eric.
I do. I when I did my fast food tour.
I know you did White Castle, but I did not realize you did Burger King.
I did Burger King for 2 weeks. They paid $3.35 an hour, which was minimum wage at the time. I dumped the King and went to White Castle for $4 an hour.
Oh,
Big raise.
And got to come home smelling like onion all the time.
And I'll tell you, you don't even have to eat the stuff. It just goes through your skin, and the effects are the same. If you stay in the
gives you
restaurant
air.
long enough, it gives you the vapors.
It gives you the onion air.
I think I can see from the comments that the King is going to win this one.
And I think that is kind of an upset, but if we really get down to it, like I said, if it's breakfast, I'm going McDonald's. If I want a sweetened tea, I'm going McDonald's. But
I even say breakfast, I'm going the King. I like the crisp sandwiches.
Oh, see, now I like a McMuffin. Too flaky. Croissant breakfast sandwich are too flaky. You end up wearing all of it in your lap.
Treva says Burger King. Welcome, Treva. Rob Jodry. Welcome, Rob. Says the
Rob.
King.
If you go by popularity of drive-thrus, McDonald's has got it all day.
yeah,
If you want to go to a restaurant almost any time of day, a fast food place in Hillsboro, you go to Burger King because there's never hardly any cars in the drive-thru. Where the other ones are, we have no McDonald's right now because they tore it down.
They did.
Yes.
That had to be one of the older McDonald's in
in
this area of the country.
That's what I told my kids is like, that thing is like one of the true Tri-County area first McDonald's is.
All right, so I'm making our first decision, or not the decision because it's what won, but I'm writing down the first winner is.
The
I
King.
reluctantly write down Burger King.
I know.
Next,
Yes.
Wendy's and their celery-laden chili
Vednies.
Vietnamese.
versus White Castle.
Oh, pish posh.
Flippity flu.
Go ahead, Brady.
Weenies. It's an Ohio-based restaurant, and the food's pretty good. It has the Frosty. I much more enjoy the Winnies. That's not even close in my book.
Love me some White Castle. I do. However, as far as the variety of the menu, Wendy's hands down. Like the celery laden chilies.
Pick that nasty xylem and phloem out of my chili.
McDonald's, White Castle, actually has a pretty vast menu when you get right down to it. And some of the other, much like Josh was saying about the chicken sandwiches and fish sandwiches at Burger King, some of the better sandwiches on White Castle's menu are non-sliders. And
they're all sliders.
but
Eventually they are. Yeah.
no, see, that's where I disagree because, the missus and I, we often find ourselves with nowhere to eat after a show, and White Castle is about the only place open these days late at night. And I've learned that if I stay away from the sliders, I'm usually okay the next day. If I want to feel like I've been in an absolute war and lost, it's sliders. So, but I'm going Wendy's.
Yeah. Hey, Todd, I remember us a couple times, like when we used to play the establishment that was called Rhinos. And there's been a couple times that I can remember us riding in the same vehicle, and we would exit there immediately and go to the White Castle. And I remember us both at times hurting before we even hit Sardinia.
Oh yeah,
on the 30-minute trip.
But Wendy's does not have the sides. Like, I mean, again, I'm not a huge fan of Wendy's fries. You got onion chips at White Castle. You have.
You get a baked potato at Wendy's.
You're the only one that eats baked potatoes in the damn car, Eric. Nobody else has that as a side while they're driving down the road.
That's still a salty
we're
subject
not
to me.
talking about the best drive-thrus.
I know
We're talking
that.
about the best restaurants.
I know that,
So don't
and
throw
I
this
do like
crap
the
at me
chili.
about eating potatoes in the car.
I will give you crap if I choose to, because you're the only one that eats chili cheese baked potatoes in the car. Though I do like them, Eric. You have got me sold on the chili cheese baked potato, even with the celery. But I go Wendy's. I agree. So we got 3 Wendy's votes from us. What do we have from the audience?
Josh,
Click it.
Vedney's for the Frosty. Frosty is one of the stronger desserts.
Yeah.
John, welcome, John. Any Wendy's but the one in Hillsboro.
It hasn't been too bad lately for me anyway. But for a while, yeah.
Treva, Wendy's hot honey chicken sandwich.
I had one of those the other day, Treva. Very, very tasty.
Here he
Is
goes
the
with
honey temperature hot or spicy hot? What are they saying?
It's not. Well, that sandwich has some sort of hot, like maybe like a fried jalapeno or something on it. I think that's where they're getting the hot.
Okay.
But the honey's not hot. Like
Okay.
the honey, it's not a spicy honey, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, Gary made his vote up here, the WC Lounge, because of the onion chips. Forgot Celia up here. She said Vedney's. Treva says, if I want to crap my pants before I get home, then White Castle.
So she's saying that sometimes she chooses White Castle if she would ever want to do that before she got home.
It usually doesn't present solidly with me.
Are you talking about the decision or something else?
More airy. John says White Castle, but looks like Wendy's kind of takes it here.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Moving on to a couple of popular burger joints. Whataburger
Whataburger.
versus Five Guys.
Just for the
Whataburger.
brewer here, Kyle, welcome. Gives a Wendy's vote there late, but we got it. And Rob also with the Wendy's vote there late.
Yeah.
Wendy's in a rush. So Whataburger and what?
Five lads.
And Five Guys.
Well, I don't think there's any question in my mind. Go
Five
ahead.
Guys.
Yeah. I've had both, and while Whataburger, it's not, crap. It's it's good, but Five Guys, yeah, definitely in my book. Definitely. It's a fine burger.
Yep, Five Guys. With the bag-o fries.
I disagree.
Ooh.
You disagree?
I disagree. Whataburger to me is the best fast food burger there is.
I'm gonna disagree but I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I gotta wait and see if it's on the list.
Am I choppy? Because you guys are choppy.
No.
You guys.
No, everything's looking
freezing
good
on
on
me.
my end.
Nope.
Like
All
Brady.
good.
Brady
Yeah,
was frozen right there.
So you're a little choppy.
Yeah, something's going on. Anyway, to me, Five Guys isn't really a fast food burger, but I had not had a Whataburger until. Go ahead.
That's a good question. I mean, what constitutes fast food? I mean, how fast does it have to be? I mean, you do have to wait a little bit for a Five Guys burger.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, you have to list already, so whatever, or Whataburger, whatever. So what about the Whataburger, Todd?
I was just saying I deem it the best fast food burger on the planet.
That's strong.
It is a strong vote. All right. So we have 2 Five Guys and 1 Whataburger from us. Josh says 5 Guys with the fries. John, both he and Savannah say 5 Guys. So as far as the Whataburger, where's the closest location of that? I know I've had it, but
I'm going to try to get out of here and come back in. Eric, let me back in if you don't mind.
all right, we'll do.
Eric,
Brady-
I think the I know there's a couple in northern Kentucky, and I think there is one around the Kenwood area. I'll be darned, I cannot remember where I ate, but it wasn't in this state. I was like traveling. It was like in
Yeah.
Tennessee or something. I had it, but locally there are a couple, but I have not ate at the local ones.
All right, so 2 votes for the 5 Guys so far. Any other audience votes?
Here he comes. He's back.
He's back.
All right. Can you hear me?
Oh yes.
So what I was saying about the Whataburger, I deem it the best fast food burger, and I don't think Five Guys is a fast food burger so much, but Five Guys definitely you have the most options to make it maybe more like a gourmet burger. You know, I mean, I think you can even put peanut butter on your burger at Five Guys.
Egads.
But Whataburger again is just a basic. To me, it's like a McDonald's burger that's way better, and I think it's the size and it's the bun. I think they toast the buns, and that makes a big difference. A toasted bun on a burger.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. That little crispy finish.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right, so I only have 2 votes from the audience so far, or actually 3. Savannah, John, and Josh all say 5 Guys. Haven't got any other audience votes yet, but as of right now, it's
5 Guys.
5 for 5 Guys and 1 for Whataburger.
5 Guys. All right, moving right along. Now, one of these is not local.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what. Yeah, I heard you asking where the closest Whataburger was.
Yeah.
I've only had them in Florida, but I'm sure there's some closer.
Brady says Northern Kentucky and Kenwood.
Is there really?
I think so.
All right, Smash Burger
Yeah.
versus In-N-Out Burger.
That was number 1 on my burger list. In-N-Out Burger has the finest fast food burger, in my opinion. You can't get them around here, and it's sad. I actually wore my In-N-Out Burger T-shirt under my teaching attire the other day. So, but yeah, I am a big fan of In-N-Out Burger, big time. Their fries are excellent, and there's nothing bad about it. Phenomenal, which
I'd like
is
to try
not a
an
knock
In-N-Out
on
Burger.
Smash Burger, though.
I can't. I think I've had Smash Burger. I know I haven't had In-N-Out Burger. Well, no, I'll take that back. I have, but it's been a lot of years, and I don't remember being overly. I mean, it's a good burger, but I mean, I don't remember being overly impressed as far as this is the greatest burger I've ever had in my whole life.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't even know if I can make a.
Qualified vote?
Yeah, really, I can't. I don't think.
Well, that's with me. I've only had Smash Burger, so I guess I'd have to pick Smash Burger.
Okay, can we go back to Whataburger just for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
No Ohio locations, no Kentucky locations.
It had to have been Tennessee then.
Yes, there is one Tennessee location, and that is in Hermitage, Tennessee, home of Andrew Jackson.
I think I do remember passing one in Tennessee.
Is there some in Alabama?
Alabama, yep, 24 in Alabama.
That's where it was. I think it was in Birmingham.
2 locations in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So yeah. So maybe I haven't had Whataburger. I thought I had, but I hadn't. So
Should definitely try it sometime.
yeah. John says they don't know either place either. Like I said, I've had Smash Burger. I'd probably back to the original question here. I can't make a qualified vote.
I can't either. I mean, again, I've had smash burgers, so
Ba-
I mean, does that mean we
Based
vote
on
for
my
smash burger?
passion,
Based on Brady's passion?
passion,
Passion.
In-N-Out Burger.
Well, and yeah, I guess it seems to be across the board that people are very fond of In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
I've not heard anything bad said about it. The only halfway bad thing I've ever heard said about it is that it was like me. It was like maybe it's not as impressive as people say it is, but
Seems
never
like
heard anything bad.
it seems like the famous people really like it.
True.
Yeah.
Yes,
We'll go
true.
We're going to go with In-N-Out Burger.
Gary trusts Brady's gut, so I guess we should as well.
All right, here we go. Next matchup.
Now, wait a minute. Before you go, the ultimate question here is, Brady, did you leave any In-N-Out Burger handles? That would be the true test of if it actually was the greatest burger ever.
If I did, you would have to use a magnifying glass or a microscope or a monocle to see it. So it's a very small handle. So
Smallest handle of any burger that you've ever had?
That is quite the endorsement.
It is. Can't get any more ringing endorsement than that.
All right. Johnny Rockets versus Hardee's. Hardee's.
there is a problem here. Hardee's, as a kid, like we're talking 13 and under, was down south, and there was a couple Hardee's in Florida and in St. Augustine, and they were the bee's knees. The original Hardee's was flame broiled, and it was flipping awesome. Hardee's got bought out by another chain, and I forget what used to be in all the Hardee's buildings.
Is it
Hardee's,
Tim Hortons or Carl's
Hardee's-
Jr.?
Hardee's bought out Burger Chef.
Chef, that's what it was.
Well, what is the difference between a Carl's Jr. and a Hardee's?
East of the Mississippi or west of the Mississippi.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, but then Carl's Jr. brought out Hardee's, or one or the other. I'm not sure how that happened.
There's only one Carl's sophomore.
I am going Hardee's over Johnny. I'm not a huge fan of Johnny Rockets.
Yeah. Of the ilk, like the Five Guys, Smash Burger, those kind of joints, which are all very similar. Yeah, Johnny Rockets gets definitely that. It's okay, but I don't love it.
I think a better matchup here would have been Johnny Rockets versus Steak and Shake because they're very similar. places.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen here for a moment because what Brady said is accurate as far as what the difference is between a Hardee's and a Carl's Jr. There you go.
He's very accurate. Yeah.
Hardee's from Kansas, or actually, I guess Hardee's is also in Montana. Eastward, not including Texas and New Mexico and Colorado, have Hardee's. New England has neither, and Carl's Jr. is Texas West. And if you have the fortunate occurrence to live in Oklahoma or Wyoming, you can get both Hardee's and Carl's Jr. I mean, how high on the hog would that be?
Hey, did you
surprised
notice?
there's not a-
Hey, can you pull that back up there, Eric,
Yeah.
real quick?
I think maybe.
Did you notice the difference other than one says Carl's Jr., one says Hardee's? Carl's Jr. says charbroiled burgers under it, and Hardee's says charbroiled thick burger under it. And it's thick burgers, all one word. Like, not charbroiled thick burgers. It's charbroiled thick burgers.
One
Thick
word.
burgers.
Now, I would want to know how much thicker are the Hardee's burgers than the Carl Jr.'s burgers.
Yes. Well, here's what I think it is.
What is the
Can you
difference
pull it up
in
one
burgers?
more time? Can you pull it up one more time?
Jeez, Todd.
Well, because it has to be there as a visual when I give my reason. I just don't think the Carl's Jr. logo is long enough for them to put thick burgers there. But I think if I'm trying to sell it, I think I'm taking out the charbroiled and just putting thick burgers. or I'm putting charred thick burgers.
Well, I think the charbroiled, that's an important component of the marketing.
Yeah,
I think it
that's
probably
the selling
is.
point.
But I think people know it already. Like Burger King, you know you're getting but thick burgers is something you never hear anybody advertising.
So can you go and complain that your thick burger is not thick enough? Because thick
you
is a
could.
fairly relative term.
It is.
What is
Yeah.
thick to me may not be thick
Or is
to
it
you.
THIC thick?
And as we've said before,
All the kids say.
a burger can be too thick. Don't give me a burger that looks like a hockey puck.
Oh, see, I love a Hard Rock Cafe
Oh.
puck burger.
Hockey puck burgers. When you got 7 inches of bun around all around the burger and a hockey puck balled up in the middle of it, that's not a good burger.
Yeah.
All right. So
So
are we
the
going?
vote-
Yep. I'm voting Hardee's.
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 Hardly's.
And Hardee's. Yeah.
Hardly's.
It's hardly meat.
So- Jesus, that's me.
Jesus, that's meat. JJ.
Savannah says Hardee's. Celia says Hardee's. Josh, Hardee's. Hardee's also has the best peach shakes, according to Celia. Peach shake is not a go-to for me, but
Nah.
John
Oh, I
says
thought
that-
she said preach, Eric. She said peach, Eric Viscus.
Oh,
Wait
she
a
did
minute.
later on
No,
say
she
preach.
said preach.
Oh,
Yeah. Preach. Preach the peach.
I think
getting
she's referring to
priach
the
and
fact that
piach mixed up.
thick is relative. That's what she was referring to, I believe. John, I don't know if I want details of your bad memories of Hardee's. It could be very similar to my Big Mac stories.
I remember going to the Hardee's in Maysville a few times. I don't know what I would be doing driving by there in the morning, but they had this breakfast sandwich. It was just a biscuit, which I've shared with you guys that the biscuit is the least useful breakfast sandwich bread around. It's too greasy. Slips all over the place. But anyway, they had a breakfast sandwich. It was biscuit, and it was like 2 prongs of summer salt. Like, summer sausage, you cut it in half, and it stays together and makes two lengths. How's that? 2 lengths of summer sausage. And it was fantastic. And a slice of cheese on it. It was fantastic.
You think
So
that
had
like a
it- had it-
musical.
Had it been on some Brebs, it'd been better.
Oh, yeah. And now, here's a little Frisch's, at least the one here in Hillsboro. I'm assuming all of them. But Frisch's, their breakfast sandwiches, you can choose to put it on toast. And they also have summer sausage. So you can get a summer sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich on toast there. No greasy bun. Greasy biscuit.
Grease a biscuit.
All right. Karen, welcome. Yes, Burger Chef and Jeff.
Yeah.
Former iteration of Hardee's. Treva votes Hardee's.
Hang on, man. You got to read Treva's comment because it's pretty funny, actually, when you look at that and then look at her follow-up. So it says, Hardee's, I ate at the Batavia location at least 3 times in my early 20s, which doesn't sound very impressive, does it? Then if you go down, meant to say 3 times a week. Now that's more impressive.
Indeed. 3 times in 10 years? Yeah. Probably not a go-to. John Hardee's in Fairfield. Gary says biscuits need gravies.
I agree. They're for a plate and a fork and gravies. They're not for breakfast sandwiches. All right, so Hardee's it is.
Hardee's it is.
We'll just do one side of the bracket, by the way, on this. Sonic versus A&W.
A&W.
Sonic versus A&W.
A&Ws are rare anymore. And actually, I think much like Rax in Long John Silver's formed a duo, a tag team. Captain D's and A&W formed a tag team. So it's a similar thing.
Captain D's, Pshaw.
I don't mind some Captain D's. We'll get there in a minute. But I am not a Sonic fan. I don't like their shakes.
Sonic has great fries.
Yeah, I like their fries. And you can get a hat dag there too if you want it. Not very many fast food places you can get a hat dag.
True.
But I'm about giving up on their ice cream. Every shake I get is warm. It's like they don't chill their shakes or whatever. It's just like spitty froth in a cup. It's like meringue. It's like somebody melted some meringue in a cup, snake spit in a cup.
So is it a meringue shake? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Do you ever get the dream?
Pie
What is
skin.
it? The dream. I think it's called the Dream Free. No, the Dream Slush. So it's like vanilla ice cream whipped with slushy in it, cherry slushy.
I don't get
Good
slush.
stuff.
No.
I don't get slush, ice, mush.
I like slushed puppies when I was young, but I don't like slushed puppies anymore.
Yeah.
Slush puppies or whatever DQ calls their little deal. What's their slushy called? I don't want any form of slush anymore.
Yeah.
The
I don't either.
McGrowple.
I'm going A&W here, by the way, because there's. And if you go to A&W, you got to get a frosted mug. You got to get them a frosted mug. Have them give you a frosted mug so you can get some root beer that way and drink it out of that rather than a regular cup.
No, that is a strong item. I can't deny that.
I think A&W might have hat dags too. Now that I think about it.
Little side note about A&W's. I don't know if you knew or not, but A&W's was the first fast food restaurant in the United States.
Really?
Yeah, back in 1920 something, 23 or something like that.
20-aught.
Yeah, 2003.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I did not either.
So what are you going with? Brady, you picked what?
I'm picking Sonic.
Sonic. Eric?
I would go with Sonic merely because I maybe have eaten at A&W like twice. So, I mean, it was not remarkable to me, but Sonic's fries are remarkable to me. So on that note, I will vote Sonic. All right. So the audience voting mostly Sonic, Savannah, Celia, and Gary with an A&W.
Thank you, Gary.
John.
Can tell we're
with the
related.
Sonic, Karen with the Sonic. Josh says Sonic, he's eaten one time, A&W never. So does that mean your vote is Sonic just because by process of elimination? And Karen says warm shake is gross. That is true.
Yes.
Looks
All
like
right.
Sonic.
Next matchup. Long's John Silver or Pantera bread. Pantera bread or Panera bread. People, Panera bread or Long John Silver.
Without even getting the briny mist of the ocean off my brow, Long John Silver's hands down.
I agree.
And not for its fist.
Don't tell me for the barnacles.
Barnacles are cool, but the chicken planks. Now, they're not chicken tenders. They're not chicken nuggets. They are chicken planks. Right off the poop deck of Long John Silver's sloop.
Brady's a plank skank.
It's funny you use that word because for some inexplicable reason the other day, Poop Deck Pappy just came to my mind from Popeye.
From the old Popeye commercials or cartoons.
I would actually throw Long John's and or Captain D's over Pantera bread.
I don't know. I'd like both, but I mean, you have to be in different moods for both.
I like my chicken planks so well that I ignored, but I will tell you, I'm not even dissing the quality of the food at a Pantera bread. But the first time I went in, the menu, which is written in chalk, where it was so large it gave me anxiety.
It's overwhelming, yeah.
And I'm
give me
like,
3 types of bread, 3 types of cheese, and 3 types of meat, and I'll order a sandwich. I don't want 19.
Yeah.
I don't want pumpernickel rye hybrid breads. I don't want
hydroponic Belgian hops or whatever. I just give it to me straight. I do like some bread choices, but that's too much, and I just kind of sat there frozen. And I ended up getting an old ham and cheese that I could have got at the Quickie Mart.
Get you a Dagwood.
Yeah.
I had the same experience, but here's what I like about Long John's. I don't know that it's hard to tell the difference between the fish planks and the chicken planks. They taste the same, and they both taste good because of the breading.
I was gonna say it's that hardening of the arteries that you taste.
Yes. Throw some barnacles on there. Throw some fries. I think they usually have a barnacle or two hanging off of them.
Yes, they do.
If Mr. Brewer's still in the house listening, he's probably doubled over now because he still laughs at barnacles like that. It hit his funny bone, and I think got him sold in our podcast.
All right,
then if Celia likes the vinegar, she likes the option at Long John's to dump the malt. Is it malt vinegar?
Malt vinegar in a hushed puppy. Outstanding.
Quiet canine.
All right, so I will say this, and like I said, the vote in my mind is very close because I like both. However, on mere pretentiousness, I will not vote for Pantera bread because it's a bit pretentious.
It is.
LJS is just. Now, I will say that I don't like the fact that LJS took the whole being on a sailboat or sailing ship sloop experience away from me and turned it into an ordinary restaurant.
Yeah.
If I don't have heavy rope to help me get up the sidewalk to the entrance,
that's right,
and a bell to ring when I leave,
I need
and visit the necessary room.
Yes, I need some 6-inch thin hemp rope to help me up the wooden plank.
Yeah.
With a peg boy letting you in, opening the door.
So Eric, you're saying that you'd be happy with just a box of barnacles.
Yes.
And
your own bottle of malt vinegar.
And
an order of muted mutts.
Indeed. Yes, that would be a hearty meal for me. So I will vote LJS.
For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about with the barnacles, is I won a debate one night between Eric and Brady, fair and square.
You won nothing.
Whoa,
I won everything.
You have no proof.
This is like the Korean War, buddy. It's not over.
The proof was it wasn't up to me to provide proof. It was you guys that needed to provide proof, and you could not do it.
You can't handle the proof.
They claim that they guaranteed, they bet it all that the little Crispies that you could order at Long John's were called barnacles. No one backed them up. They looked it up online and found nothing. No one remembered it. I win. It would be a hell of a name, but that's just not what they were called.
Whatever.
All right, so Long John's it is.
LJS.
So
Treva brings something up here, and I don't remember. Do you remember onion rings at Long John Silver's?
Ooh, I don't either.
Onion rings were land lubber food. I don't remember it being at Long John's.
And chicken isn't.
Chicken of the sea.
Or muted mutts. Those don't come from the ocean.
Chicken of the sea is tuna, Brady.
Tuna fish.
Tuna fist.
Not that tuna cow.
All right.
Oh.
Last matchup.
Wait.
All right. So
don't give me a harumph.
Harumph.
I saw that mirth on your face.
Oh man. Savannah.
Thank you, Savannah.
All right, last matchup for the, and we're going to move on. We'll move to Brady's topic, and this will be continued, by the way. So stay tuned for the next 3 episodes probably to finish this bracket. Chick-Fil-A versus Raising Cane's.
Oh, I knew they were going to do that to me. Communists.
No question. No
man.
question.
Eric started off.
Oh, you want me to start? I'll start.
Yeah, you seem pretty passionate about it to start, so
Yeah.
let's hear what you got.
Chick-fil-A, no question. Raising Cane's, although good, is I'd overrated is a strong term, but the sauce is good. I don't know that the chicken is that much better.
Good choice.
But I mean, you have Chick-fil-A sauce, which is very good as well. So I
Very-
don't know
yes.
that the sauce
And similar. They're in the
Yeah.
same family.
Indeed.
They're sauce cousins.
But chicken wise, I think the Chick-fil-A chicken is far beyond Raising Cane's.
And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here. It's a pretty safe limb that Brady doesn't eat the sauce on either one of them.
That is such a safe limb that
Nice.
there is no limb.
Brady, what do you say? Cane's, one vote for Chick-fil-A so far.
Here's the thing. Overall, absolutely Chick-fil-A. But I do love Cane's, and that's why I'm mad that they did this to me. Because when I don't want Chick-fil-A and I go to Cane's. I get burned out on one, and I'll switch to the other. Cane's is so the crispy, the perfection of how those chicken tenders are fried is perfection. It's whatever, however they do their breading is awesome. But yeah, overall, Chick-fil-A is the bomb. I mean, who are we even kidding?
Can I go this way with my vote? Can I go this way with my vote? Chicken sandwich, Chick-fil-A all day. Chick-fil-A is the best chicken sandwich in the business. Popeye had this run here a while back where people pretended it was even close. Not even close.
No.
You like some Popeyes?
I don't mind Popeyes, but not in the same tier as Chick-fil-A. But Raising Cane's has the Texas toast or the thick breads.
I love that,
which is awesome. But if I go sandwich, I go Chick-fil-A every time because I don't like a chicken sandwich made out of chicken fingers. It's sloppy. It's unkempt. It's ornery. It's you know what I mean? Like you'll go biting into it, and then all of a sudden it'll rip. You'll bite a piece that doesn't have chicken, and then it'll rip, and then next thing you have 3 separate chicken sandwiches.
Yeah,
but I'm going as far as taste of chicken, Eric. I agree. I think Chick-fil-A's chicken's better. So
Yes.
just to sum that up, Chick-fil-A sandwich, chicken fingers, Cane's, along with the brebs, but overall chicken, Chick-fil-A.
So is your overall vote Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Because I think the chicken on a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A tastes better than the tenders at Cane's. If that makes sense.
it does.
Okay.
It's the pickles, man. It's the pickles on the Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Brady's turning his nose up at pickles.
Little do you know, Brady, there's pickles in the actual breading of
I know. It's just an
pickle use.
I'm sorry, it even caught up my ability to speak. Pickle stench and vinegar stench in general, I hate. It really triggers my nose.
Vinch.
but yeah, there's just a hint where it's not that stink. It adds some flavor. But pickle stink, oh my gosh, man. Reagan will open up a bottle of those Vlasic pistols. I'm having a hard time.
Vlasic pistols.
Oh my gosh. Vlasic pickles. The stench of the juice is horrid. And if she opens up that, I can smell it all over the house. It is just, I don't like it.
Gosh, you were blessed with an amazing snoot, Brady.
Oh, I'm cursed with a snoot. It is a blessing and a curse. Yes, I can tell exactly what my neighbors are cooking on their grill 3 doors down. But if somebody in the lunchroom gambles and loses at my job, I can pick it up 100 yards away, and it's a curse.
So, with that being said, can you smell the pickles on a Chick-fil-A sandwich?
See, that's just it. I can't. I taste the finish of flavor, but it's not overpowering.
So you
If
do
I open up
eat
the bun.
You do leave your pickles on the sandwich.
No, I order them without pickles. Because then it's the smell.
Communist. You know what? God will strike you down. You order the Chick-fil-A sandwich without the pickle. It's meant to be on there. God willed that pickle on the sandwich, and you're taking it off.
That's right.
So I get you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to bargain with God on that one. But votes. So we have all 3 Chick-fil-A, correct?
Chick-fil-A men.
Yes. Savannah says Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's. Josh, Chick-fil-A, not even close. Karen, Chick-fil-A. Treva's sitting this one out. Don't care for Chick-fil-A. Never had Cane's. Well, I mean, it's close by, Treva. I mean, you could try some Cane's and report back to us. Maybe you don't like either one. Never know. Gary, Raising Cane's garlic toast is all I need, but I could go for some malt vinegars and hushed puppies as well.
Muted mutts. So, Gary, quick question. So you're saying Raising Cane's and you're saying garlic toast is all I need.
So you don't like the chicken?
I was going to say, do you like the chicken better than Chick-fil-A's chicken? Or, I mean, you don't have to answer right away, but. Yeah. So what one?
Chick-fil-A.
Amy, welcome, Amy.
Hello,
Go
Amy.
beyond the chicken customer service. Definitely Chick-fil-A. They should run the world.
Yes.
That's true. No one runs a better drive-through. Karen, like the unkempt chicken comment. And John says Cane's.
Whoa.
I think
It's closer than I
it is
thought it would be.
closer. But Chick-fil-A, I believe, is the wiener.
Yeah. Yep.
So here's the thing. I don't know who set this list and these matchups, but it seems like that they're setting the bracket, because why would you have LJS versus Pantera bread?
I'm going to be honest. I put in Long John Silver's.
Oh, okay.
Here's why. So on this, I'll go ahead and tell you the one. So this side, it was Carl's Jr. and I put it Hardee's because that's what we're used to. But the biggest change on this side was it was something called Cookout, which I've never heard of.
Yep. Yeah.
And I realized that Long John Silver's was not on the list at all, so I put in Long John Silver's. So you're right, it did not fit with Pantera bread, but I didn't know that Cookout did either. To where the other ones kind of, were kind of like. No, I'm sorry. I took out. Oh, okay. I took out Cookout and put Long John Silver's, and I took out Zaxby's and put Raising Cane's.
Oh. Yeah, Zaxby's is down south. It's pretty good.
I tried to get some a little more local. So does that change your thoughts, Eric, about the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right. So one side of the bracket done. First round.
What's Gary say? He answered the question, I think.
Gary, eat chicken at either one just fine. I get grilled deluxe at Chick-fil-A. Usually Chick-fil-A is family favorite, but too much for me. All right, Kathy, welcome. Not sure we've had you in before. Welcome. Cookouts in North Carolina.
Hey, Kathy?
Kathy lives down south there.
Oh, okay. So is it like a chicken place? Well, no, it was. They had it against Panera Bread, and they've kind of made them similar places. If you haven't noticed,
Yeah.
The other side kind of does the same, which we'll get to next week. But I made a couple changes over there as well. Oh, that's right. She's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
David's in North Carolina. So.
Right. Yeah, got it. Okay, so we'll pick up with round one of the other side of the bracket next week.
If you guys thought Wendy's or Burger King versus McDonald's was tough, we got Burger King versus Wendy's coming up next week in the second round. That's going to be tough.
Weenies. All right.
Got in a safe place.
Forgot to put our banner up talking about visiting our website.
I thought so. I was waiting for you to put that up before I started. And
there it is. I needed again. I put there's the new logo. Visit our website www.playbyyourpodcast.com. You can find out about our show. You can become a member of our show if you hit the membership tab at the top, and you can check into that.
Brady crack open a high C.
Sorry,
yet.
drink your juice box. Yeah, I know it has a pouch.
His juice pouch. I just heard the cauldron too. I heard the. It's like an episode of Fraggle Rock going on in Brady somewhere in Brady's room there.
There's a blast.
I'm at the Dark Crystal. I think I mixed up my.
All right. Kathy does say Cookout has hamburgers. I think they're the only big thing. Only ate once there. Said it was okay.
Celia, if you're still listening, did we eat at a Cookout on the way to Florida last year, or on the way? Maybe we did eat at a Cookout. I don't know.
All right, Brady. The floor is yours.
Okay. This has been triggered. My topic I chose tonight because anybody that is out there that is a teacher or a principal or assistant principal, this week has been a testing week in the state of Ohio, and it's just not been a fun week. So this is probably what compelled me to be a little bit dour but funny at the same time. So I have chosen the topic, the 23 absolute worst things in the world. And this is a humorous, absolutely worst things in the world. We're not talking about, diseases or we're talking about the more lighthearted bent, just to be clear. So I don't want anybody to get, yeah. I don't want anybody to chill our mellow here by saying, genocide, things like that. We're talking lighthearted. So
They should know by now that we don't talk about serious things.
That is true, except fast food. That is serious.
That is serious.
Yeah, that's serious.
Barnacles are serious.
Barnacles. So this first one on the list, it's not ranked in order. By the way, this comes from BuzzFeed. And this one is when you accidentally drop your fork into your syrup.
You know what that leads to? Sticky hands.
Which makes it on this list. Gosh. And this happened to me the last time that I ordered French toast out. And my fork got engulfed by syrup. And it ruined it.
It's best to just ask for a new one.
I did, man.
You have to just ask for a new one because you can't wipe it off. Then your napkin sticks to it.
Yeah. And then it gets on your hands, and then it won't come off
And your
until
neck.
like 3 decades. Your neck.
Your neck. I hate a sticky neck.
So can you qualify? So your fork falls into your syrup. I mean, are you talking like
The handle of the fork?
Oh, okay.
Well, the whole thing, like
Well,
you
yeah,
drop
but you want the tongue, the fork,
the tine.
the tine. Yeah, you want those on there, but you don't want the handle on there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you drop your utensil and it becomes submerged, you have to fish it out and make it good enough to grab,
Yeah, that is
which is never.
that's-
Well, and to think about it, syrup is in its own. It's on its own level with that because if my fork happens to fall into ranch or ketchup or something like that, it's no big deal. You just wipe it off. But syrup, you can't. It's on there. It's
bonded into ionically into the metal.
yeah.
and I will say, as far as syrup goes, or anything sticky, it doesn't take much for me just to become incredibly annoyed. I mean, it doesn't even have to be where your fingers are spackled together. It's just the thought or the feeling, just a little bit.
All it takes is a little bit of friction or a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? I can't
adhesion.
think of it. I'll think of it later. But you're right. You don't have to be like it doesn't have to be where you can't pry your fingers apart. It's just that barely that little bit of you can almost hear it. You can almost hear your finger skin. Yeah.
I am immediately looking for a source of water to take care of the problem.
It's just a little bit of
a toilet or a urinal or it has to be taken care of.
Just a little bit of resistance. That's the word I was looking for. It's just
I mean, it's even like if you got stung by a jellyfish, I'd urinate on my hand to get that sticky feeling.
Yeah. And think about it. You know what's worse than getting it right there?
I think I have.
You know what's worse? You've urinated. You know what's worse than the worst than getting it right there? Getting it like right there. You know what I mean?
In your finger crotch.
Oh yes, exactly. But Nothing's worse than the neck, fellas. When you can. You do that every time, and every time you do it, it just kind of stays there just a second longer than a fraction longer than you want it to.
How on God's earth did you get a sticky gullet? How did that happen?
I just have had. I don't know. I just can remember a couple of times in my life having like sticky neck, and like Eric, you have too big of a beard there. But like if you take your chin and do that, just that little bit of stickiness. Oh, it's terrible.
I think I'd have to have a horse face to get my.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's on your chin. It's on your. It's in your neck folds. It's like in your.
It's at the
your
nape
neck
of your
crotch.
Yeah.
Your gullet.
Syrup is one of those things like mustard, though. Like you can eat something with syrup and think you did fine, and then you'll get out to your car and you'll go to grab like your sunglasses or something, and your hand will stick
you've
to
been
them.
in a paintball war.
I do that with mustard. I'll eat a hot dog and think, I didn't get any mustard on me. I'll go home that night and I change my clothes and I have a splotch of mustard on the back of my shirt or something.
And
bottom of
even
your
if it
foot.
gets on your fingers, like your fingers are stained for 3 days. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
get mustard stain off of them.
All right.
All right. Treva has a comment on nothing more annoying than sticky gunk on your fingers. Syrup and jelly are the worst.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. This is just described. I'm going to have, because we have mostly audio listeners, but when your icing is taken from you far too soon, and it's somebody that has a Bismarck, and the icing peels off, like it gets stuck to the wax paper, and then you take it out to eat it, and then the icing, 2/3 of it has been removed, and then you're left there with an under-iced confectionery baked good.
There's only one thing to do. You eat the confectionery, then you take your teeth and you scrape.
Do that again.
You gotta jut out your teeth just a bit, and you scrape it. It's like a miniature bulldozer, and you just scrape off the icing from the paper product.
Oh, this is great.
Don't you guys do that?
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But then you're not getting the mixture of taste.
True.
with the-
But it's just the you paid for the icing too.
And here's the thing: what even makes that more cruel is icing on a donut is amazing, but icing by itself is just too much. It's too sweet. So if you eat the baked good and then you decide to partake of the leftover icing out of spite, the minute it hits your mouth, it gives you sphincter mouth. You just go because it's all sweet too. And
No.
yeah.
Let me teach you something. You take it, you get the paper, you got to get it taut. You got to pull it. It's got to
I
be
knew you were
terse.
gonna say
It's you got to take your teeth, and then you scrape it, and then the icing sticks all up there, and then you take a bite of the donut. Whilst the icing is still
Ladies and
embedded
gentlemen,
on your-
on
inside your
June the
teeth.
5th, if you come to Sons of Toil, I insist that Todd demonstrate this in front of the live audience.
you bring me a donut. I'll do it right there in front of him.
Treva, you're right. That's how he gets sticky neck.
That might be. That's true. Yes.
I think you need to demonstrate that live, not just by showing us the motions, but actually having a covered wax paper with the,
But it only makes sense. You just if you have the icing in your mouth and then you take a bite of the cake or whatever it is, then you can have them together again.
but the consistency is not right.
True. Yeah.
You're over iced.
You're right.
Yeah. All right.
It's the only good solution to the problem, I guess. But,
All right. So the next one is opening up a fresh pint of ice cream only to see that it's frozen to death and it looks like a science fair crystal project of icy hair on top.
oh,
And you
that
have
is
to
bad.
get through that to get to the good stuff, but the top of the surface is roint because it's all freezer burned.
Typically, if it's freezer burned, it'll be deep. It'll be, you know what I mean? Like even if you scrape off the crystals, the rest of it still tastes bad.
Or I'll give you one on that same note. if something has happened to your freezer and it melted a little bit, then it refroze.
Yeah, and it's frozen froth. It ceases to become. It like separates into something. So what at the bottom? The stuff at the bottom has a consistency of ice cream, but it's underflavored, and what's at the top is like a hairy, frothy, frozen something that it could be minus. It could be absolute 0 Kelvin, and it will still not be solid.
Yes.
It's like frozen foam.
Now, do you guys, because this is a debate in my house, I like my ice cream pretty much straight out of the freezer. I like it where if you're not careful when you're scooping it, you'll shoot a big scoop of it across the living room because it's so solid. Now, Celia will set hers out into where it's damn near a milkshake.
Amen.
And put it in the bowl.
Amen, Celia.
You like that?
Absolutely.
All you're doing is painting a bowl at that point. You're just,
The bowl.
there's nothing to eat.
Yeah, probably so. After the fact, too.
Well, if you're
Talking
lactose
about
intolerant.
lactose intolerant.
Brady, how about you? Do you like it solid right out of the freezer, or do you like it to melt?
And I'm not just saying this to be annoying. I like, I do both. It's a mood thing.
Yeah.
It depends on what mood I'm in, and it depends on the ice cream too. If it is a vanilla, if it's just a straight up vanilla, I like it to soften a little bit.
Why would you eat
But
just straight
if
up
it-
vanilla ice cream?
Oh, a good French vanilla bean. There's
You don't
the
put any
bean chips
chocolates?
in it.
You don't put any chocolate syrups or?
Oh, I do, but
Oh, you
I
just
like
mean the
that.
ice cream. I got you.
Yeah, that vividly. I could eat. I forget what brand it is. It's like extreme vanilla, and it's got like the vanilla bean chips in it. It's amazing. But if I'm eating something like fish food from Ben and Jerry's, it needs to be haired. It needs to be,
Haired.
very solid.
I got you. Yeah. I mean, I don't want you to think I won't eat it if it's melted a little bit, but I just
No.
prefer as soon as I get it out of the freezer, I dig in and start it. And I struggle. I mean, it's hard to scoop it out, but it's worth it to me.
Yeah, but I don't like it. So frozen. I've had it before where you can't even chip it with a spoon, and it has no
And then
cream texture. It's just like a block of ice.
Instead of putting scoops in your bowl, you're just putting all kinds of weird shapes of
Yeah.
ice cream in your bowl, and you got to chase it around the bowl with your spoon.
Yeah.
I got it. I got you.
All right. Sorry, I timed out there. How about when you lose the bottom of your Reese's cup, you open up the packaging and then you remove the little pie-shaped frilly thing, the bunting.
The paisley.
Yeah,
Pasty. That's what I meant to say.
doily.
The
The cup doily. But then it takes off the bottom chocolate skin, or worse yet, a chunk kind of out of the middle bottom, and it gives your Reese's cup a navel. And then worse than it's awful.
Let me tell you what I do. You got to take the Reese cup pasty, and you got to pull it taut, and you got to use your teeth to scrape it off there.
Yeah.
And then you add it back. You just take it out of the roof of your mouth and you add it back on the.
You spackle it back into the
I'm
cup.
just kidding on that part, but I do. It's the same technique I talked about earlier.
Yes.
Why does that happen? Is that a temperature thing? Is it a? Do they make every Reese cup where the bottom falls out of it if it sits too long? I mean,
I think they probably get a little warm, and then that little chunk comes out, and then they
it's a little
get
molten.
cooler again.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it happens a lot. It's
Okay. When you reach into the can of Pringles and there's no truly fully formed duck lip chips, it's just fragments at the bottom, and you're hungry, but there's been a lot of breakage. So, like, the bottom fifth of the can is
Crumbs.
shattered. Crumbs.
Yeah.
And that disappointment is like, oh,
Pringle crumbs.
Promes.
yeah.
Pringles are prone to crumble easily.
Breakage.
They're not a very sturdy chip.
No, they're not. Which they're lighter and airier.
But you would
And,
think You would think with that sheen they put over them that sticks to the roof of your mouth, you would think it would solidify them a little bit. You don't get a Pringle sheen every. Pringles put a coating of something over the roof of my mouth when I eat them.
Is it dusty or is it liquid? Like what?
It may start as dust, but when it's, I mean, when I feel it, it's moist. It's just a
moist.
It's just,
a film.
It's a film. Yeah, it's a Pringle film.
Yeah.
Well played, Gary. He's okay with Pringle barnacles.
Oh, I'm okay with them. But man, you just reach in that can, which feels pretty, there's some heft to the bottom of it. You know that it's just, you're not expecting all crumblies, okay? So it's
you don't hear them
heft.
because it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so, and then you reach in there and all there is dust in the can. All we are is dust in the can.
Dust in the can.
But all right. See, let me go on.
Is that true, Celia?
Yeah, Celia says what they put on Pringles is what Clark Griswold put on his saucer sled.
That was the old Lestra. But
yeah, Treva's got it right. You just at that point you just dump the Pringles in your mouth, or you dump them on your bologna sandwich, and then smash the brebs, smash the brebs on there, and you have a nice Pringle chip and bologna sandwich.
Okay. Brady, you don't put chips on your sandwich like that?
Oh, I don't like bologna.
Bologna, I will say this: bologna is the only luncheon meat that I like chips on.
Do that, yeah.
I haven't done it since I was a teenager, probably, but I just remember liking it.
Here's something real specific. I'm a Coke guy. I'm a Coca-Cola fan over Pepsi.
Well, you do like Miami Vice.
I do like Miami Vice. I know all about the toot in the nose candy and the booger sugar and the marching powder. But anyway, oh yeah. I prefer something about the combination of a Pringle and a Pepsi go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Really?
Yes.
A Prepsi?
A Prepsi.
So is it like, are you talking like putting peanuts in your Pepsi?
No, separate. When I'm eating them separate, the combination of eating a Pringle and then washing it down with a Pepsica is just like it works. I'm not saying Coke sucks with the Pringle, but something about the Pepsi and the Pringle pop, and not just the alliteration.
Pepsi and Pringle pop. Now Jim has a question here. How the hell do you get your hand inside a Pringles can?
You got to make the sloth claw. the 3-finger method, and then you enter the orifice of the can and you pluck it asunder. But
really, see, you just dump. You just gotta you gotta dump it out in your hand.
Someone turned on the podcast right in the middle of that comment. Go on.
Yes, it's like a proctology TED talk. But but yeah, I did just getting them out of that is difficult. And speaking of unfortunate physics, this is next on the list. When gravity starts playing tricks. Now there's a picture describing this, but I'm going to paint a picture with words. Imagine that you have like a handheld size, like a Solo cup full of a liquid of your choice. And your child wants some, and they have a smaller cup or any cup at all. And you're pouring one liquid into the other container, but somehow gravity starts playing tricks where instead of it catapulting from your container into the other container, it decides to cling to life on the bottom of your container and run down the surface of the can or the glass onto your arm and to your elbow.
That is incredibly annoying. I totally get what you're saying.
And there's no reason for it.
But you ever get the sticky inner elbow like that? That's what happens there.
I have.
In your elbow crotch.
The elbow crotch. And I'm going to compare it to this. Like I was adjusting the shower head for my child and checking the temperature, and I noticed the shower head was pointed a little bit toward the curtain, and I wanted to angle it toward the wall a little bit. And when I reached up, somehow that spraying water that could take the hide off a piece of leather somehow will find it attaches itself to my arm and runs down my sleeve all the way to my armpit. And it's just gravity being cruel, and it's terrible.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Terrible. And then you had
Terrible.
wet armpit syndrome.
Yes. Then you had to. I've had to change my shirt before, and where it's ran all the way down. Of course, that it makes the fabric wet, and it just feels like you're wearing a wet noodle in your arm, and it just stinks. Okay, the next one.
I got called. You remind me. I had a substitute teacher when I was a kid. He called me a wet noodle.
Yes.
And to this day, I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was saying about me. I'm not sure if it was a compliment or an insult, but
Doesn't sound like a compliment.
The next one is just simply getting the darn pistachio nut from the shell that won't let it go.
But that's why they make shelled pistachios. I would refuse to fight with a pistachio nut. Nine out of 10 of them are already agape enough for you to pinch them out. But then you'll get every once in a while you'll get one that's a perfect sealed pistachio.
Nut. And then there's not an object. And then, of course, when you're eating, it's the last one and you're still hungry for it. And you look on the surfaces of all around you, and there's nothing but Nerf. Like, there is nothing that you can hit that nut to break it.
Well, and then, or you'll use your fingernail, and every once in a while it'll slip and cut inside your fingernail, and then you already got salt. You got nut salt right there in your fingernail cut.
Yes.
Super 70 Sports had a tweet the other day about one of those things in the 70s you could always find in every household was the Nutcracker set. With
at Grandma's house,
with the metal tongs.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
I never thought of cracking a pistachio with a Nutcracker set, though. Those are for walnuts.
Well,
yeah.
I think it would do the job, right?
You need a miniature. You need a little miniature set for...
Yeah.
Or, again, just buy them already shelled.
Right.
Okay.
So what happened? I mean, those used to be literally in every house that you ever went to. There was a Nutcracker set. You don't see those anymore.
I mean,
people not eat shelled nuts anymore.
Let me tell you this: and I had plenty of relatives that had those. They were there, very live and in color. But here's the thing: there was never any nuts left in them, but the Brazil nuts, because the Brazil nuts. Science has still not found a way to penetrate those. I've never eaten a Brazil nut. Why? Because I can't get into it. There is a
Brazil nuts and some mixed nuts.
You just put them in your mouth and suck all the salt off them and spit them out. That's what you do. That's what everybody else has done. That's why there's part. That's why they're in the can. They're
the nut that looks like a fossilized tangerine slice. And it's like a wooden tangerine slice. And you can't get to the nut meat because you can't it's like
I wonder if there's any varmints. Are there any varmints that eat those types of nuts? Brazil nuts? I'd like to see them figured out. If you give one to a squirrel, they'd be able to crack it.
That squirrel will be at the veterinary dentist in a heartbeat on an emergency call. But
Jim says he worries about Todd. He seems to have various parts of his body parts that get sticky.
Thank you, James. Now you see my struggle. I struggle badly in life.
Yep.
Gary said Brazil nuts require proper alignment to crack. Quite satisfying.
So Gary, how do you do it? Do you get a what's the thing called?
Slide rule and a protractor and.
Probably if you position your fingers just correctly on the nut. And
no finger can penetrate a Brazil
Gary,
nut. No.
Do you have like a nut vise there attached to your table and just?
It's a personal question.
That's what you. I've bought some underwear. I tell you that.
Nut vise.
No, but seriously, that's a serious question. He seems to have the technique down, so I'd like to know too, because I've never been able to crack one. I usually give up and just throw it in there and grab a softer one.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this one out here because personally, as a connoisseur since my earliest of youth, I've loved Little Debbie Swiss rolls, and I eat them frequently, and I still will. But when you open up a Little Debbie Swiss roll and the cellophane gets the icing and sticks it to the wrapper, and it is denuded your Swiss roll, and it's the worst.
I'm going to tell you what I do.
You got to pull it taut.
You got to pull the cellophane taut and jut out your teeth and scrape all of it off. I appreciate you offering so many opportunities for me to go to the well.
Oh, that well will never go dry.
So on June 5th, we're going to have a wax papered donut. We're going to have a Swiss cake, and we're going to have a Reese cup.
That sounds like a hell of a party.
What else does a man need?
Hang on, Gary gave us some. He told us. He told us the technique.
Yeah. Line the teeth of the nutcracker with the pointed edge.
If you must
know. So you've just like given us some sort of secret, some sort of foreign secret.
Now we got to find somebody that still owns the nutcracker set. So apparently Gary does.
So is that why they call them Brazil nuts? Where did Brazilians have the only method of cracking the Brazil nut?
I know they have
somehow came across
Brazilian nut left.
I believe that's the new Beachbody series there.
Yeah, like
guys only.
Anybody that has a Dish Network or any kind of streaming, there'll always be that channel that's running the infomercial for the Brazilian butt lift.
Yes,
but when I first got satellite TV, I thought it was like a comedy or a game show or something, and then I saw it was an infomercial. It was disappointing. All right. I'm going to leave you with one last one, okay? Then we can put this to bed and go home for the gain. This one's really quick, but it is when you make pizza rolls in the oven and they disembowel and the innards pop out and boil out all over to the plate and ruin it. So all you have is a bread bite with a little bit of sauce on it.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I do.
You take the cookie sheet.
Yes.
You pull it taut.
And you jut out your teeth.
And then you go to the Shriners Institute afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. Like, I think we've talked about this before. I remember when, to me, it seems like my memory is when we first got a Fry Daddy at home. Remember the Fry Daddies? Yeah. And I can remember I was old enough to like kind of start making my own lunch and using the Fry Daddy and stuff. And I would put cheese sticks in there. And if you leave them too long, you would show up and there would be no cheese left at all. It would just be a hollowed out stick.
Just the exoskeleton.
Yeah, where'd the cheese go?
So the cheese melted into the grease? Is that what
I guess. Yeah.
And when you clean the bottom of that Fry Daddy, all of that burnt cheese, you can remove from the bottom and throw it like an Araby.
Yeah.
Like a frisbee right to the yard.
Yeah.
So Gary forgot to mention a step to cracking the Brazil nut. Clench and release.
Yes. That sounds important. That sounds important.
Yeah, that is an important step. All right. Hey, thank you, Brady.
Thank you, Brady.
You're welcome.
Practical information from Mr. Brady Liming. All right, we want to remind you, those in the room, if you were not here at the beginning, we will remind you once again, we made mention of it. Our 100th episode live in front of a live studio audience, of which you are invited to attend June 5th from 5 to 8 at Sons of Toil Brewing on Klein Road in Mount Orab. Beautiful Mount Orab. June 5th is a Sunday evening, so we were hoping with scheduling it that way that those of you who have young kids playing sports and whatnot could be a good time. You don't really see many games on Sunday evening at that time, so hopefully your schedules are open enough to join us. Once again, that's Sons of Toil Brewing, June 5th, 5 to 8, our first foray into doing this nonsense in front of a live audience of earbuds.
Can I mention a happy birthday?
Absolutely.
There's a couple happy birthdays in order tonight.
Absolutely.
So we'll get the first one over. One of our original earbuds, Kenny Enlow. It is his birthday today. And
Wow.
he was one of our original fans that tuned into our shenanigans, and he's still with us. He listens while driving. And then the other one is our very own Todd Griffin.
Hey, thank you.
Bravo,
Happy
bravo.
birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Kenny.
Yes.
So today is Kenny's birthday?
Yes.
So we almost
According
share
to the
birthday, Kenny.
Facebooks.
Yeah,
They're both 39 years old.
that's right.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, I can I give a special birthday shout out?
Certainly.
Absolutely.
I've been amazed at how many birthdays are real close to this to my birthday as well. And dear friend Jenna Horick, her birthday was April 24th. It's 2 days before mine. So Jenna, a coworker, and again, dear friend, talented theater director. And so happy birthday, Jennifer. Or happy birthday,
Jennifer.
Yeah, I never call her that. Happy birthday, Jenna. I have a lot of Jennies and Jennas in my life, so I usually mix them up. So Jenna, happy birthday.
I work with a Jennifer.
Yeah, I work with a Jenny and a Jenna.
2 Jennifers.
Two, really?
I was married to a Jennifer. So, hey, we got it all. All right. So we're out to the game. The game of the evening is Confident? Question mark.
Confident? Go ahead, Brady. Thank you, Kathy.
We got to do it together. 3, 2, 1.
Confident. Can you tell we don't rehearse? Are we doing the breath first?
Yeah.
Sexy. Don't you think? Bust out some one-arm push-ups. Yes, John Brown.
Yes.
Go ahead and pull that up, Eric. If you, it's
Outstanding.
John and Savannah, it's your anniversary?
yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Happy.
So on June 5th, if you want to see that live,
Yes, and when we're live, we'll hopefully be in sync at that point.
yes,
Yes.
probably not, but
Yeah. All right. So again, the game is Confident? Question mark. So remember this game? We've done it before several times. I'm going to give you 2 things, or a kind of a question, I guess. And you're to answer the question with a range of numbers, and the shortest range wins. So I guess if you know the actual number, you can pick a range of 1, and you most certainly would win. So it's not just a particular one number; it has to be from this to that, and then your number has to be within that range to get the point.
Do I have to have paper and pencil for this? I forget.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. All right. So Todd, in honor of you being back with us after your brief illness,
all right.
you will go first.
Thank you.
And we will play to 5. All right.
Is there
So
a
the
Kyle
question.
King rule in this one?
I think so.
I don't think
yes.
so.
Maybe.
I forget the game that had the original Kyle King rule game.
I can't remember either. All right. Instagram and Facebook. How long between when they were founded? And this is in years and months.
I'm going to say between 7 years, 8 months, and 11 years, 8 months.
Okay. Brady?
I'm going to say lower.
I think you have to give a range too.
Oh, I have to give a range? Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Somewhere between lower and higher.
Right.
I will say between 3 years and 6 years.
Okay. Facebook was founded in February of 2004. Instagrams in October of 2010. And the answer is 6 years, 8 months. Todd missed by exactly a year in his range. So Brady gets the point.
Oh, celebrated too early. How? Poop.
Fixie.
Is it because I went over?
Yes, you went over. The actual number was not in your range.
Gotcha.
Where it was in Brady's range. So.
Gotcha.
So now if it's in both of your ranges.
Hang on a minute. Brady said 3 to 6 years.
Oh, Brady said 3 to 6 years.
Yeah.
I misheard that then. All right. So then it would be the closest. Brady was within 8 months. You were within a year. So
There we go.
all right. Sorry about that. So Brady gets the point. And the actual scoring of this game is, and I don't think we can do it this way because it takes many people voting, but in the actual game, if you got within the range, it would be 3 points, and the closest range would get 1 point if you were not within the range. So that's the way it. But we'll just do point by point. All right, Brady, you get the first choice here. Evil Knievel. Evil Knievel, for those who want to say it how it's actually said. Evil Knievel, how many bone fractures did he suffer in his life?
Between 200 and 240.
Okay. Todd?
He said, "What? Can you repeat yours? Between 200 and 240, you said?
Yes,
200
sir.
and 240.
So does this mean like different time? Like just total bone fractures?
Total bone
Add up all
fractures
his
in his
career.
life.
I'm going to say a little lower. I'm going to say between 170 and 220.
All right. After attempting more than 75 ramp-to-ramp motorcycle jumps, he still holds the Guinness World Record for most fractures in a lifetime. Those fractures number 433 fractures. So certainly that means he broke some bones multiple times.
Yes.
So Brady, closest with his guess, takes a 2-0 lead.
Getting smashed.
I was talking about Evil Knievel last week because I was telling my kids about the Red Bull stunt where the guys tried to go into a free fall.
Yeah.
2 different planes and switch planes, but there was a mechanical error. They were both fine. But I said that used to be a big deal when I was a kid, was the stunt show. You know, there'd be an Evil Knievel prime time where he was like trying to jump the Shark Tank or the Snake River Canyon.
Wasn't
but
he also
stunt
on
shows.
the Wide World of Schwartz too?
Yes, he was. So stunts used to be a big deal.
Yeah. All right. So Brady up 2-0. Todd, the Rolling Stones. How much do they gross per show in dollars based upon ticket sales in 2019?
Per show?
Per show.
I'm going to say between 4 and 7 million.
Okay. Brady?
I am going to say 750,000 to 2 million.
Okay. According to Polestar, they sell just over 49,000 tickets per show at $227 each. They have grossed more per show than any other music act. That total is $11,112,923. So Todd, even though he was not within range, closest, get the point. So 2-1. Brady,
See?
Michael Jordan. What was his points per game average in his career in the NBA to 1 decimal place for the regular season?
38.2.
Range?
Excuse me. 37.2 to 38.2.
Okay. Todd?
Did it? Could you repeat? Was it a certain year? Any like highest? Was it?
His points per game career average in the NBA to 1 decimal place for the regular season.
I think Brady's too high. 29.8 to 33.8.
Okay. Michael Jordan holds the playoff career average record of 33.4 points per game. He is 5th on regular season career points behind, let's
Mr.
see.
Pete.
No. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 38,387. Karl Malone, LeBron James, and
UA Blob.
not UA Blob.
Kurt
Jack
Rambis,
But he does
Granville
hold
Waiters.
Fat Lever.
But he does hold the average, again, career for regular season points per game, and that is 30.1. So Todd gets the point, and we are now tied, knotted up at 2s. Todd,
Yes, sir.
the oldest city in the continental United States, in what year was it founded? Now, these are European established and has been continuously inhabited.
Oldest
Once again.
city in the United States.
Oldest city in the continental United States. What year was it founded? That was European established and has been continuously inhabited.
All right. Am I given the years?
Yeah, what year was it founded? So, whatever range you choose.
Crap.
Kadap.
My brain has completely shut off. The whole time I was trying to think of the name of the city.
Well, that doesn't help you much with this particular question.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was. So it would be. I think I misunderstand the question, so I'm just going to go.
Can I get my answer first? And then that might help you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And
I'm
plus,
still confused about what's being asked. Exactly. I mean, not that you're not
No,
being
that
clear.
wouldn't be fair. Eric, go ahead and read the question again. I probably should.
You can go ahead, Brady. You can
Pretty
go
sure.
ahead. Yeah. You're going to get it anyway. You're better at this kind of stuff, but I'm confused as if it means one. No, I'll tell you what I think it means. Go ahead.
St. Augustine, Florida, range 1564 to 1566.
See, I was actually thinking St. Augustine, Florida, and then I thought to myself, Brady's an expert on St. Augustine, Florida. I spent my whole beginning of that question thinking St. Augustine, Florida, but I had no idea the year. So Brady's probably right. So I'm going to say 1590 to 1610.
So Brady's range was 1564 to 1566.
Yeah, I was going to say he knows it.
City was founded, St. Augustine, Florida,
Yeah.
was founded 52 years after Florida was discovered in the year 1513, and 73 years after Columbus discovered the New World in 1492. 1565, when St. Augustine was founded.
Brady, that is one of those things where my trivia of you had me screwed up from the beginning, because I knew it was St. Augustine, Florida, and then I realized I have no chance because Brady knows this. So I was
It was
focused
my home
on that.
away from home growing up.
Yeah, I'm just happy I knew the city, but I had no idea. I had no idea the year, so I wouldn't have gotten it no matter what.
All right, Brady up 3-2. Brady?
Yeah.
Psyching me out, Brady's psyching me out with his St. Augustine.
Should have been gone.
Steve Perry. Steve Perry.
Long Island iced tea. According to the International Bartenders Association, how many ingredients does it contain?
Well, you got the long and then the island. 2.
You forgot about the iced tea. That's 3.
That's true.
Between 7 and 11.
Okay. Todd?
I think he's close. I think he's in there. I'm going to say between 5 and 8. So
It is one of the... Go ahead.
Can I do that? Can I say?
Yeah.
Can I overlap? Okay.
Yeah, you're good. It is one of the most alcoholic cocktails with 15 milliliters of vodka, 15 milliliters of tequila, 15 milliliters of white rum, 15 milliliters of gin, 15 milliliters of Cointreau, which is orange triple sec, 25 milliliters of lemon juice, 30 milliliters of simple syrups, and cola. 8 is the number. Todd, with the number 8 in his, he had the shortest range.
He did.
So Todd gets the point.
That was a highly contested bout there.
It was.
LITs.
I've never had one. I've never had a Long Island iced tea.
The Papagallo's back deck days were that deck was scarred by a LIT night many a time.
Trois et trois. All right, Todd, and I'm just, I just picked this card up. It wasn't predetermined.
Is it another St. Augustine question?
No, it's not. It does tie into a conversation we just had. Baby names, based on babies born in the United States between 2010 and 2018. For every baby named Jennifer, how many are named Emma?
This is 2010 through 2018.
2010 through 2018.
For every baby named Jennifer.
So basically, how many Emmas per Jennifer is what we're
Yeah, and I'm assuming what they're going with here is that Emma's a more modern name. Which, actually, Emma's a pretty old name as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's had a resurgence in the past decade or so.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure why I feel the need to think out loud to you guys, but it's what we get paid to do.
Well, our good friend Kirsten has an Emma.
Yeah.
born in that range.
Yep. And I'm actually trying to think also as teachers, we are privy to some
A bevy of MI.
some knowledge here. And I can tell you that in my going on 10 years of teaching, this is my 9th year. So my 9 years of teaching, I have had 0 Jennifer students. And I probably have an Emma every year.
Okay.
Or close. So I'm going to say for every 1 Jennifer born in 2010 to 2018, there are 12 to 15 Emmas.
Okay. Brady?
I say 20 to 30 Emmas to 1 Yennefer.
Okay. Emma was the most popular girl's name in that time range, with 177,410 babies named Emma, while Jennifer was the 199th most popular, with 14,438 babies. So that equates to 12 Emmas per Jennifer. So, Todd.
See, I thought it was going to be higher.
I said 12.
I really did. Yep.
I did say 12.
So you're probably wondering how I took 9 years of teaching and 1 Emma per year versus 0 Emmas per year.
And by using the order of operations
Exactly,
and rounding
yes.
it to pi.
Yeah.
All right. Brady?
See?
What's the scare?
4 to 3.
4 to 3.
Oh, I see it now.
How long does it take the average American worker to commute to work one way in minutes based upon 2018 census data?
Between 25 and 35 minutes.
Okay. Todd?
Can you repeat the question?
How long does it take the average American worker to commute to work one way in minutes based upon 2018 census data?
This would be much different had you asked in 2000 or 1975 or something like that.
It would have been.
Obviously. Brady said 25 to 35. Is that what you said, Brady?
I believe so.
Yeah, 25 to 35.
Man, he's got it right in there. I mean, he's got a good number there. That's a nice number, Brady. Good out. I'm going to say, I got to come in just under it. I'm going to say 12 to 20 minutes.
12 to 20 minutes. Compared to less than 22 minutes back in 1980, 87% commute by private vehicle like a car or motorcycle, 5% take public transport, 3% walk or cycle, 5% work from home, but the average commute in 2018 was 27 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
27 minutes. So, Todd, did you actually think it was lower, or were you just choosing a lower range?
I liked his range, so I was knocked off track.
You could have gone in his range and made it shorter.
I thought about doing that. That's probably what I should have done. I liked his range a lot. I was very attracted to his range, but I knew the numbers obviously getting shorter and shorter. You asked that same question 10 years from now, it'll be even shorter.
Right.
So
Well, it's actually gotten longer since 1980.
well,
But I figure now, after COVID, more people working from home, it will get shorter again. All right. 4 to 4.
For all the marbles.
Marbles. All right. Who goes first here?
Todd.
How old was the world's youngest ever college graduate with a bachelor's degree in years and months?
I believe you mean Mr. Doogie Howser. Years and months. Oldest college graduate with a bachelor's degree.
I thought you said youngest.
Youngest. college.
Youngest, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
12 years, 9 months to 15 years, 3 months.
Okay. 12 years, 9 months to 15 years, 3 months. Brady?
I say 9 years to 12 years, 6 months.
Okay. American Michael Kearney spoke his first words at 4 months.
Jeez.
Graduated high school at age 6.
Jeez.
He's gone to win over $1 million on game shows. He graduated from college with a bachelor's degree in anthropology at the age of 10 years and 4 months. So Brady gets the point and the VIN.
Circle takes the square.
Let's take this square.
Nice game, Brady.
Nice game. That was a
5
good
to
one.
4, well contested. Not a blowout as we have had in recent games.
Started out that way. It started out like he was going to run away with it.
It did. All right, good show, gentlemen.
Don't come at me with no St. Augustine.
That had me again. You were in my mind. You had me. You I couldn't even tally up what Eric was asking. I was so bothered by Brady's knowledge of St. Augustine. I kind of just wish I wouldn't even have known the actual city, and then I maybe could have just picked some years and got lucky.
I should have just sat back and went,
All right.
just on that question.
Exactly. Okay, I want to remind you that the audio version of this podcast will come out Friday morning, 3 a.m. Our platforms, Anchor.fm is our main platform. We are also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and the iHeartRadio app. And most anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you can probably find ours as well. Take heed of our logo because I was searching through podcasts the other day, and I found one called Play It By Ear, and it seems strangely similar to ours. So there's our logo up here in the corner. So if you...
It's three of us. It's the three of us.
Yes, right.
With one of us whose head smells.
Like pickles.
Like pickles.
Like pickle use.
Yeah. All right, the video. Our video will be archived on YouTube on our YouTube channel at Play It By Ear Podcast. You can search that out. We're also on Facebook. It'll be archived on our Facebook page on Facebook Live. We are also on Twitch.
Twitch.
Social media links can be found on our website at www.playitbyearpodcast.com. We are on Facebook, as previously mentioned, Twitter at PlayItByEarPod2, and Instagram as well. But again, you can find all those links on our webpage. You can interact with us via email at admin@playitbyearpodcast.com. You can leave us a voice message if you go to your audio podcast platform. There's a link there. You can click there and leave a voice message for us, and we will add to our audio podcast. Again, we keep begging for these voice messages. We haven't gotten one lately, so be the first to leave us one in a while. Want to remind you also, once again, of our 100th episode live in front of an audience of earbuds at Sons of Toil Brewing on Klein Road in Mount Orab, Ohio. And that will be June 5th from 5 to 8 p.m. Once again, that is a Sunday evening. Hope to see a bunch of people there. We are looking forward to it. Still trying to figure out exactly what it's going to look like, but certainly
It's going to look like awesome.
it will.
It's going to look like
awesome.
this. It's going to look like all we got to offer.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen? Schmentlemen?
I don't think so.
Have a wonderful week.
All right.
Chuck
Todd.
Woolery. 2 and 2.
Deuce and deuce. All right. See you
Charles
next
Woolworth.
week. Peace out.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Play It By Ear podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter at Play It By Ear Pod 2, and our website at anchor.fm/Play It By Ear podcast. Thanks again, and join us next time as we play it by ear.